Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be testing out watercolors and using them and learning more experiences. I'm going to be testing out some techniques and tricks to use the watercolor, and I'm not going to make a full-blown tutorial on how to do these, but if you do want a more detailed video, then just ask. So the materials I'm going to be using are the Classmates watercolors. These are cheap, but I decided to use a pan in today's video, not my professional tubes, because it's more clean and organized, and plus it's just like an experience video. But yeah, I'm going to be using these watercolors. And the next product I'm going to be using is brushes. I'm going to be using the Crawford and Black brushes. These are really good. This one is actually not the Crawford and Black one, this is some random one, but these are the Crawford and Black ones. But yeah, I'm going to be using these brushes, and the sizes are like kind of similar to each other, but I really do like these sizes in the Crawford and Black brushes. So I'm going to be using water, of course, because it's watercolor. I'm going to need water. I'm going to be using 2 cups of water just in case. And yeah, without further ado, let's get on to it. So before I do anything, I'm going to activate the colors by pouring some water in. You could use a spray bottle and just spray some water, but I don't have one right now, so I'm going to just pour some water in so it's nice and activated. So after that, I'm thinking I should just swatch the colors, and I just do some spillage, oops, but I'm gonna swatch the colors now. So yeah, so I'm gonna wet my brush, and now I'm gonna pick a color, midnight blue, according to the color chart on these. So yeah, so let's see the swatch on these, how they perform. Oh wow, that is really smooth. Probably added a bit too much water, but I can tell that's good. Not the best pigment, but it's quite good. So I'm going to do a time lapse of me swatching these, so sit back and relax and enjoy the time lapse. So I finished watching these watercolors, and they dried a bit chalky, which is I'm not the biggest fan of, but oh well. I mean, they are cheap, so what do you expect? So the first technique I'm going to be doing is the wet and wet technique. So this is how you do it. You basically just like put water down, and then you like put water on top of it, and it makes this cool effect. So I'm gonna do it right now. So I'm gonna wet my brush, and then I'm going to get some clean water out of another cup, and I'm just going to kind of like pretend I'm painting, but I'm gonna lay the water down. I'm not gonna put too much, otherwise that will make my paper crimple, and it'll make the watercolor very transparent. So yeah. I'm now gonna get some watercolor, and I'm gonna take purple, and now I'm gonna dab it on, not with too much pressure, and you can see the water is kind of bleeding as if like you poured bleach on a t-shirt. It's kind of like spreading like a marker or something, and this is what gives a really cool effect for watercolor background, and I really do like it. So now I'm going to take a different color. I'm going to take a light blue, and I'm going to add it so it kind of bleeds into each other and gives a nice blend, kind of like a ghosty background, if you get what I mean. But yeah. The next technique I'm going to be doing is a salt technique. So I'm going to be using salt in this one, of course. So to do this technique, you're going to start off just getting your brush and you're going to clean it, which is important because you don't want any muddy kind of watercolor looking. That would be gross. I'm going to use a color called Midnight Blue in this set for this technique. So I got the color. Now I'm just going to lay it down as normal. Make sure to put a lot of water, not a lot of watercolor, just quite a lot of watercolor down so it won't dry as fast, because you're going to make sure you don't want this to dry immediately. So then you're going to take your salt and like here, like I am, I'm going to sprinkle it down just like you're making cupcakes or something. And then you're just going to sprinkle the salt down and then you're going to let it dry, and with that I'm just going to wait. So when it's dried now, then you can just brush off the salt, and then it'll give this really cool texture, which is great for watercolor. As you can see, it's really beautiful. The next technique I'm going to be doing is blending watercolor, which is quite common in the watercolor community, I guess. But yeah, so I'm going to show you how to blend watercolor. So first I'm just going to wet my brush as normal and clean it. And I'm going to take some color. I'm going to take dark blue, and I'm just going to lay it down like normal, as if I'm just coloring or painting something in. So like that. And now I'm going to take a second color. I'm going to take the lighter color, which is going to be light blue, because dark blue and light blue. So I'm going to just clean my brush. I'm going to take some light blue, and now I'm just going to go in circular motions, making them touch each other, so the fibers of the paper kind of bleeds in through to each other, if that makes sense. So they basically connect. So yeah, like that. And remember to go in circular motion so it doesn't tear up the paper and it gives a smoother finish. So like that. I'm going to take my dark blue, since my light blue is darker than my dark blue. So I'm going to darken up my dark blue, and as you can see, I just had to do one more swish and now it's blended together. And that's all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you really enjoyed this video and gave you some motivation or inspiration to get up and try a new medium out or do something like that. Remember to follow my social media. They should be on the screen right now. Anyways, bye.